Welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever looked at your gaming setup and thought, wow, am I actually living in the future, or is the industry just really good at making me feel that way? Well, if you've been following the news, you know 2026 has been a bit of a wild ride so far. Today, we're going to synthesize this chaotic state of gaming. We'll balance the frustrating financial realities of the industry against some absolutely incredible hardware advancements and, of course, the unforgettable gaming experiences that keep us coming back for more. Let's jump right in.
So here is our roadmap for today. First, the 2026 price shock. 2, a hardware reality check. 3, the handheld tech revolution. And 4, horizons and shared experiences.
Look, there's no way around it. It is getting incredibly expensive to be a gamer right now, and the financial squeeze on the community is stark. We're seeing brutal price hikes pretty much everywhere, across the board. Most notably, the Switch 2 has jumped right up to that $500 mark. For a platform that historically built its reputation on being budget-friendly, that is a massive shift that consumers are actively having to absorb.
And that trend is just building across the broader market. Immediately following that Switch news, the base model of the PlayStation 5 is now hitting an eye-watering $650 in certain regions. It's not just about next-gen stuff. Existing, older hardware is somehow getting more expensive to manufacture and purchase.
To add to the anxiety, Sony has openly admitted they are closely monitoring a memory supply crisis. Yet, in the very same breath, they're already preparing for the PlayStation 6. It's kind of crazy to think we are already talking about projected 2027 or 2028 release windows for the next generation. It makes the whole community feel incredibly rushed, especially when so many of us feel like we've barely even scratched the surface of what the current PS5 can actually do. Honestly, it still feels vastly underutilized. It's not all gloomy financial reports and supply chain issues. Sometimes, looking backward can give us a pretty sobering reality check on how fast our tech actually moves. Think back a decade ago. The 2016 GTX Titan X Pascal was the fastest GPU ever made, an absolute beast. It cost $1,200 and crushed 4K gaming like it was literally nothing. But if you test that same beast today, man, it is a massive reality check. It went from a 4K Ultra Beast to genuinely struggling to handle 1080p on high settings in modern games, specifically when put to the test on Black Myth Wukong. It just brilliantly illustrates the rapid, demanding evolution of hardware.
And really, this is the ultimate cost of progress. Testing that decade-old hardware really highlights the micro stutters and intense heat issues that we just kind of blindly take for granted as the new normal today. It makes you appreciate how far we've actually come, but also what we've had to just accept along the way. Let's pivot to the silver lining here and explore what is genuinely shaping up to be a golden age for handheld gaming. The Switch 2 has been out for a year now, and it's finally feeling like a truly transformative device. But honestly, the biggest game changer hasn't even been the console itself. It's these new third-party controllers using TMR magnetic sticks. Look, if you have ever dealt with stick drift, you know it is absolutely the worst. But these advanced sensors actually utilize magnets to register movement, effectively eliminating that universal nightmare for good. No way around it, that is a real game changer. We might finally be done with stick drift. Furthermore, the software side is actually keeping pace with the hardware. Nintendo quietly dropped a Boost Mode update, which basically treats your handheld legacy Switch 1 games like they are running in docked mode. It forces them to utilize maximum power right there in your hands. And why does this matter? Well, it fundamentally changes how and where we enjoy high-fidelity games. You can now experience absolutely gorgeous enhanced graphics in games like Metroid Prime Remastered, running at a crisp 1080p with enhanced textures, all while just sitting on a local bus. Giving us full 1080p resolution on a 7-inch screen on the go, it is simply gorgeous. To put that portable experience into perspective, it brilliantly mirrors airplane seating. Think about it. First class gives you motorized minibars and actual beds, which makes gaming highly viable, sure, but it costs an absurd $7,000. Economy leaves you in this cramped seat with a totally weak USB port that just rapidly drains your battery. But premium economy, that right there is the ultimate gamer's sweet spot because you get a real plug socket for unlimited play. It reminds me of the jump from standard definition to high definition. Once you have that real plug socket on a long flight, you just cannot go back. So, let's look ahead to upcoming releases and, honestly, the deeply personal shared experiences that make all this hardware and financial investment actually mean something. First off, the software horizon. the rest of 2026 promises an insane lineup of massive open-world games. We have the highly anticipated conclusion to the Final Fantasy VII trilogy potentially wrapping up soon, and crucially, there is the rumored From Software title, Cerulean Onslaught. This is supposedly a dark action RPG where you explore islands on a ship that acts as your hub. If that actually launches in August as the leaks suggest, it is going to be an absolutely massive year for gamers.
But even with all these massive new blockbusters on the horizon, there is just something about the stories we create ourselves in games that sticks with us more. It's those hilariously stressful, unscripted narratives we built, like spending weeks desperately trying to sell a $30 million golden car in GTA just to settle a fictional debt with a corrupt cop. Those are the moments that truly stick with us. The emotional stakes of gaming become incredibly real in these shared communities. I mean, imagine losing a $10 million drag race by a hair to a billionaire friend in a modified Lamborghini. Even though you might be absolutely gutted in the moment, it creates a powerful, unforgettable memory. It really makes the digital world feel entirely real. Ultimately, whether you are pulling your hair out troubleshooting a decade-old GPU, testing the latest magnetic handheld grips, or just trying to finish an RPG on an 11-hour flight in premium economy, gaming in 2026 is all about the experience and the community we build around it. Which leaves us with this final thought for you to ponder: what gaming experience makes the hardware worth it for you? I hope you found this breakdown helpful, and as always, happy gaming.